So, we need to talk about body hair. And the reason we need to do that is because this week, Veet, renowned purveyors of chemical burns and hair removal products, have brought out an advert which is essentially extremely trans-misogynistic, just basically misogynistic and horrendously body-policing, arguing that women have to guard against the risk of, and I quote, dudeness by constantly making sure they don't have any hair on any part of their bodies. Now, as a trans woman, and as someone who spends rather a large amount of time removing hair from my body, and who up until fairly recently used to do this using Veet, I thought I would put the counter view to their claim that theirs is the best method of getting rid of said dudeness. And I put it in this poem, which is called Specially Formulated for Sensitive Skin. If I'm ever in the shower and you hear me scream, I'm not in a Hitchcock movie. I'm just covered in a cream with a name that sounds the same as the baddie in Watchmen, chemically burning off the hairs on my bottom. If you give me a V and two E's and a T, you've got the handle of the brand that'll be doing this to me, made by Beckett Renkisser, a chemical giant and specially designed to test how long I stay defiant after spraying it on everywhere except my wrists and the jawline which surrounds the teeth I'm going to have to grit as I look at the clock on the bathroom wall and watch the second hand begin to make its Sisyphean crawl as it goes round once, it goes round twice, and for almost 2 whole minutes I assume I'll be alright until it starts to itch at first, and then begins to sting. I want to rub it off me, but I don't dare touch a thing at 3 minutes. I'm wondering if I can take much more of the directions on the can so you can scrape it after 4, but I want to leave it longer so I come out really clear, so I leave it on for 5, and then I start to get the fear. Was I measuring the seconds right? What time did I start spraying? Maybe it's been 7 minutes. That's why I'm in pain. If I leave it on too long, I know I put myself at risk, like the time I burned the skin right off the tip of my right tit. But what if it's been less time on? Am I just being soft? Cis women can take this stuff. I look up at the clock. Oh, crap, it's been on too long now. I'm way past minute 6. I need to scrape and shower now before I have to kiss goodbye to skin that doesn't sting and say hello to Vera. The need to turn the shower on has never been clearer, but as the water's running and the scraper starts to glide, I know that as the cream falls to the floor, I'll start to slide around the bath like Bambi's mum before the hunters shoot as I clear away the cream and the dead hair burned at the root. They say if used correctly, then this stuff will do no harm, but it feels like I'm mud wrestling in a vat of pure napalm. The war on hair might not be fatal, but it sure is hell. I haven't even got around to mentioning the smell. Finally, as I imagine I'm about to drop, I look down at my body, and it's all, well, mostly off. I rinse it down the plug hole, and I wash it off my feet, and as I leave the bath, I frown and murmur weakly, Veet, I've had enough of this. We're done. I'll see you later. I'm going down the shops tonight to buy an epilator. And that was specially formulated for sensitive skin. Use hair removal creams if you want to, use razors, use epilators, use whatever you like. Don't use them. Be hairy, it doesn't matter. But don't, for God's sake, allow a bunch of rich, white, cis, male advertising executives to tell you that if you don't use their product, you run the risk of dudeness. Body dysmorphia is bad enough if you're trans. The last thing you cis ladies want to do is get that as well. Thank you for your time.